What's going on here? As I was checking out, the manager, with a smirk, handed me the bill.
Your total is $3,000. If you can't afford it, don't stay here.
What? With that kind of service, how can it possibly cost this much?
That's the kind of service we offer. You should be grateful you got to stay at a luxury resort hotel.
The manager looked down on me and said so.
If you can't pay, you could leave that watch you're wearing. Or is it fake?
The manager kept piling on the sarcasm as I panicked. After such terrible service, this amount is unthinkable. Moreover, it's $2,000 more than the initial quote. This is beyond common sense. I don't know what you're unhappy about, but if that's how you want to play it, I can't stay silent. I'll show you. I decided in my heart. I am Sarah, 37 years old. I work for a publishing company. Since high school, I've been interested in fashion magazines and wanted to work for a publishing company. In college, I majored in media business and after an internship, was able to join the publishing company I had always admired. I wanted to work on fashion magazines, but now I'm in charge of a travel magazine. In the travel magazine, we stay ahead of travel industry trends, recommending not only tourist attractions, food and souvenirs, but also less-known accommodations. Initially, I was disappointed not to be assigned to fashion magazines, but I came to love my job through local reporting and interacting with nature and the people living there. Now, I take pride in my work. Our travel magazine features an accommodation ranking once a year. We decide on the candidates based on reviews from our readers and then go on to do the reporting with the whole editorial team. It's quite popular, and it's a project we put a lot of effort into. We inform the accommodations in advance that they have been selected as candidates and confirm whether they would like to participate in the selection. Then, for those who agree, we notify them of the general survey period and stay as normal guests to evaluate them. It's not as thorough as the famous gourmet rankings, but we do our best. This time, I will assign to report on the recommended accommodations for solo female travelers ranking at Rainbow Resort Hotel. Rainbow Resort Hotel is actually a hotel I have been frequenting since I was a child, and I expressed concerns to my chief editor about not being able to judge impartially. However, the chief editor asked me to see the new management system under the new manager, Jessica, since the manager had changed recently. The chief editor seemed to have something she wanted to know, asking me, who knew about the past? The manager changed to Jessica 3 years ago. I used to go there once a year, but I haven't been since Jessica took over. I was looking forward to seeing what kind of service the renovated hotel offered. Rainbow Resort Hotel has a history of 100 years and was especially well managed by the previous manager. Located away from the city, Rainbow Resort Hotel has pool access. So, there were times when the business was struggling. However, the previous manager promoted it as a resort hotel where guests can enjoy magnificent nature, and it was a huge success. It grew into a luxury resort hotel, winning over guests seeking relaxation. This time, it received many reviews from female guests, hence it was entered into the solo female travelers category. Upon arrival at the resort hotel, the manager, Jessica, and the staff greeted me in full force. Being welcomed by so many staff members made me feel like I was in a dream world. The luxury resort hotel was as exciting as ever. Moreover, there was something I was asked to do after this job. I wanted to complete everything smoothly. However, as soon as I entered the hotel, I noticed something concerning. While all the staff greeted me with lovely smiles, only Jessica was not smiling. Jessica gave me a thorough up and down look before letting out a humph. I made sure to dress appropriately for the luxury resort hotel. But as I entered, I couldn't help feeling anxious, wondering if I had done something wrong. While sipping on the welcome tea, I noticed Jessica whispering to an employee. The employee's slightly troubled expression caught my attention. After finishing my tea, I headed to the front desk, where the employee apologetically explained my room. I had booked a room with a view of the lake, so I was looking forward to the scenery as I followed the directions to my room. However, upon entering, I was shocked. It was a room with a sad view of the mountainside, fully exposed. Excuse me, but it seems my room is different from what I booked. Rushing to the front desk, the clerk seemed to sense something and quickly connected me to Jessica. I'm sorry, but I booked a room with a breathtaking view, and this seems different.
Huh? That room is also considered one of our rooms with a view. Is there something wrong?
I don't like to complain about the service, but this is truly too much to overlook. This room is completely different from the pictures that appear online. Can you change my room, please?
Sorry, but we're fully booked today. If you dislike the room that much, would you like to cancel?
I can't cancel because it's for work. Reluctantly, I decided to put up with this room. Moreover, if they claim this room with only a mountainside view is among their scenic rooms, I couldn't argue further. The room was a disappointment, but I was looking forward to a meal at this hotel. With some time before the meal, I went to the pool and wandered around the hotel. The hotel's ambience was as lovely and comfortable as ever. Yet, something peculiar caught my attention. The expressions of the employees were subtly gloomy. Seeing their faces made me feel a bit uneasy. As mealtime approached, I returned to my room. This resort hotel offers two dining styles: eating at the hotel's restaurant or having meals brought to your room. I had reserved the latter option. Having meals brought to my room means I can eat comfortably alone. However, the meal was nowhere to be seen past the scheduled time. Finding this odd, I called the front desk after about 30 minutes. The clerk then informed me that a cancellation had been made. Moreover, they said it was a sudden cancellation and that they were also in a bind. Confused, I insisted I hadn't canceled anything, but they said they couldn't bring the meal to my room anymore. With no other choice, I went down to the restaurant on the first floor and ordered from their menu. I was confused about why this was happening. After finishing my meal at the restaurant, I headed back to my room feeling disappointed. The service was completely different from what I had experienced before, and I was worried I couldn't fulfill what had been asked of me. Then, I saw Jessica directing employees from afar. Wanting to discuss my situation, I quickly approached her. "Jessica, do you have a moment?" Jessica looked at me and let out another humph.
I'm busy, so please make it quick.
I could strongly feel that Jessica wanted to leave this situation as soon as possible. Well, the service I've received this time is vastly different from the plan I booked. What's going on?
Different. Weren't you the one who suddenly canceled? We're in a tough spot here.
That's a misunderstanding. I haven't canceled anything. I showed Jessica the reservation screen on my smartphone. Still, Jessica didn't take me seriously.
By the way, your breakfast was also canceled, wasn't it? Due to a last-minute reservation for tomorrow, we've allocated your canceled spot to that. So, you'll need to arrange breakfast for yourself. Excuse me then.
Jessica said this in a hurry and scampered off as if fleeing. My breakfast canceled too. What in the world is going on? I returned to my room, feeling utterly lost. Sighing, I thought to grab a beer to cheer up and open the fridge, only to find just one beer inside. I'm sure there were more when I took a picture earlier. I reviewed the photo data and indeed confirmed there were many drinks in the fridge, though I thought it best to inform the front desk. drained by my earlier encounter with Jessica. I lacked the energy and fell asleep instead. The next day, although it was for work, I hurried my checkout, wanting to leave as soon as possible. Normally, I enjoy my stay up until the last minute, but this time I just couldn't stand to stay any longer. Upon heading to the front desk, there was Jessica. Jessica looked as if she had been waiting for me, with a pleased expression on her face.
Hi, are you leaving now? Did you enjoy your stay?
As if I could enjoy it. Thinking this, I checked the invoice Jessica handed me. What's this supposed to mean? As if mocking my surprise, Jessica said,
Your bill is $3,000. Poor people shouldn't stay here.
What? For that service? How can it possibly cost this much?
Huh? You should be grateful you got to stay at a luxury resort hotel.
Jessica said, looking down on me.
If you can't pay, you could leave that watch you're wearing. Or is it fake?
Jessica kept piling on the sarcasm as I panicked. After such terrible service, this amount is unthinkable. Moreover, it's $2,000 more than the initial quote. This is beyond common sense. Why is it $2,000 more?
Oh, for the additional food orders. You drank all the beverages, and there's also the added service charge. I believe it's a fair amount.
I only drank one bottle, and the extra meal at the restaurant wasn't that expensive. And I didn't cancel my meal. Why? Seeing my confused and flustered state, Jessica's expression was one of smug victory. I don't know what your problem is, but if that's how you want to play it, I can't stay silent. Let's see how you like this. I sent a message to someone and, after sighing, looked into Jessica's eyes and said, Who do you think you are?
What?
Jessica was momentarily taken aback by my sudden change of tone. I didn't want to speak like this, but I thought it was the only way to get through to Jessica.
Who do I think I am? I'm the manager of Rainbow Resort Hotel. And you? Who do you think you are?
Jessica was momentarily taken aback by my sudden change of tone. I quickly took out a business card and handed it to Jessica.
Who do I think I am? I'm the manager of Rainbow Resort Hotel. And you? Who do you think you are?
Jessica bit back with a half laugh. I quickly took out a business card and handed it to Jessica.
Travel magazine editor, Sarah.
Upon seeing my business card, Jessica's face turned pale.
Why are you here now?
Well, you were informed in advance that an inspector would be staying as a guest during this period. Jessica crumpled my business card, glaring at me with a terrifying look.
Why are you the inspector? Don't mess with me.
As her voice rose, employees started to calm Jessica down. Still unable to contain her excitement, employees hurriedly took Jessica to the office. I was also taken to the office.
Explain yourself.
Jessica, perhaps due to her shock, started saying things that made no sense. Without needing an explanation, one look at the business card should make clear what was happening, if one were in a calm state. But Jessica wasn't capable of that at the moment. I began to speak as slowly and calmly as I could. I stayed here as part of our magazine's ranking survey project. Unfortunately, Rainbow Resort Hotel will receive the lowest rating. If you find this evaluation unsatisfactory, you may withdraw from the ranking entry now without any issues. What do you wish to do?
Of course, I'll withdraw.
Understood. Then, it's settled that you'll withdraw. Also, please be advised that from now on, we will decline any advertising requests from you to our magazine. We appreciate your past cooperation. I intended to end the matter with this. However, Jessica still seemed not to have calmed down.
Why is someone like you even a researcher? I can't accept this. Wearing things that look so expensively half-hearted.
I was in charge because it was a ranking for solo female travel. Was there an issue with me? Then Jessica started to list her complaints about me. It seemed she had taken issue with my appearance as a stylish career woman from the moment I arrived. And what irritated her further was my watch.
Humph? Wearing that luxury brand watch. Who do you think you are? Got a patron or something?
She continued to nitpick at my watch. I don't have a patron. This was something I saved up for a long time and finally managed to buy.
Lies. You must have flirted your way into getting someone to buy it for you. There's no way I could afford something like that on my salary. And there's no way you could afford it on yours.
Jessica's delusion was slowly starting to scare me. And then Jessica's true nature came out.
I'm doing this job to punish women like you who get too carried away. Life doesn't always go your way. I was the one who canceled your reservation. Seeing your troubled face made me feel refreshed.
Hearing Jessica happily talk about her wrongdoing filled me with fear. I just couldn't comprehend what Jessica was saying. The employees around us were also dumbfounded. Yet, Jessica's tirade didn't stop.
Have you calmed down yet?
A male voice sounded from behind.
Who?
Dad. Entering was my father, James.
So you do have a patron after all. Calling him dad, how embarrassing. You're the lowest as a woman.
My father, hearing this, sat down next to me with a laugh.
Jessica, I'm not Sarah's patron. I'm her dad. You have an odd imagination that I am Sarah's patron.
My father handed Jessica his business card.
Chairman of the Rainbow Group. See, I knew you had a sugar daddy. What is this all about?
Jessica seemed not to recognize anything even after seeing my father's business card.
What's the Rainbow Group anyway? Never heard of it.
Whether she lost her cool and became reckless, or she genuinely didn't know my father, was hard to tell. It's impossible for Jessica, the manager of Rainbow Resort Hotel, not to know about the Rainbow Group. Then, another man rushed in.
Jessica, enough is enough.
My father greeted the man with a smile.
Hi, Michael. It's been 4 years. I heard you've been doing well managing as president.
The man who entered was Michael, the current president of Rainbow Resort Hotel. Upon seeing my father, Michael began to apologize sincerely.
James, I'm terribly sorry for Jessica's rudeness. My deepest apologies.
What are you doing? These people don't matter.
Enough. Do you truly not realize who these people are? This is James, our major shareholder, and his daughter, Sarah. You've met them before, haven't you?
Jessica looked at us with a startled expression, as if she had just realized something.
It can't be helped. I haven't attended the shareholders' meetings for the past few years. Besides, even though our company has dealings with the hotel, I haven't been directly involved in anything. I asked Sarah to do a little task for me because she was coming here for the report, but things didn't go well.
Yes, my father is the chairman of the Rainbow Group, owning a significant amount of stock in the Rainbow Resort Hotel. Moreover, our company supplies some of the food products to the Rainbow Resort Hotel through our distribution channels. I work at the publishing company, but I am also registered as an officer in my father's company. This arrangement has been approved by the publishing company, though only a few people at the top are aware of it. I rarely work as the officer for my father's company, only a few times a year. My father and I have a farm agreement to ensure my work at the publishing company is not affected. I discussed this report task with my father, who then asked me to talk about future investments after the report was finished. That's why, when things turned out this way, I contacted my father, and he came because he was nearby.
I'm very sorry.
Michael prompted Jessica to apologize properly.
But I can't stand a woman who comes to a luxury resort hotel like ours alone.
Jessica was either stubborn or trying to justify herself, still complaining. If she can't stand it, she should just abolish the single guest accommodation plans. My father began to speak slowly after observing Jessica's behavior.
I don't know the reasons behind such service, but I want you to understand that it damages the century-old legacy the previous generation worked hard to maintain. You were asking for an increase in investment, but I'm afraid I must withdraw all involvement after this incident.
Hearing this, Michael started to apologize frantically.
I'm terribly sorry for this situation. James, please, anything but that.
I'm sorry, but we are not running a charity here. We cannot invest where there is no prospect of return.
Michael listened to my father's words with a dejected expression.
A business can recover even in tough times if the people working there have the drive, especially the leadership. My decision to invest was based on the energy of the former manager. However, I don't feel that energy now. There's no future for a resort hotel with a manager who thinks about demeaning its guests.
Beside the disheartened Michael, Jessica was still glaring at us with the same hostile expression.
It's okay. We'll make it work, just the two of us. We'll be fine.
Jessica, enough is enough. I've received complaints about you from other employees, and our guest repeat rate has dropped. Without further investment, our future is bleak. I should have discussed this with you sooner.
Then Jessica started yelling again.
What's wrong with everyone? What have I done wrong? No matter what I do, I'm always compared to the previous manager, unable to indulge in luxury. My peers are living in luxury, dressing beautifully, but I want no part of this life.
Jessica seemed to have lost herself, her complaints endless.
I thought becoming a manager would allow for luxury. Marrying you for money was a huge mistake. Day in, day out, I keep smiling and greeting guests, but I didn't become a manager for this. I wanted to be envied.
What are you saying? Didn't you enter this industry because you liked hospitality? I thought you were wonderful and married you. When did it change to? Was it only for my family's wealth?
After saying this, Michael took a moment to think, then painfully told Jessica,
I'm sorry, but we need to divorce. I can't be with you anymore.
Jessica was taken aback by the sudden declaration of divorce.
How can you say that? How am I supposed to live if we divorce? I'll be penniless. Please, anything but that.
Jessica started pleading with Michael.
I'm disappointed in you. Even with me, you won't achieve the luxury you desire. Also, I have a duty to protect this resort hotel. It's best you leave and find what you want to do.
Michael said coldly. At these words, Jessica seemed to come back to her senses and started apologizing to us.
James, I'm extremely sorry for what happened. Please, give me another chance not to disappoint you.
Seeing my father's unresponsive look, she seemed to realize her mistake. She turned to me, begging for help with her eyes. But there was nothing I could do. Finally, Jessica started to plead again with Michael.
I've only worked in this job. What am I supposed to do if you leave me? You know that, right? I won't accept a divorce. Absolutely not. Please forgive me, Michael, and James too.
But it was too late. Neither my father nor Michael was willing to forgive Jessica. It seemed they had already made up their minds.
If we're getting divorced, I'll be asking for alimony. Don't think you can get away with this for free.
Well then, I'll be suing for the significant damages you've caused. Be prepared.
At these words, Jessica seemed to realize it was futile to argue further and collapsed in tears, becoming motionless. In the end, I was able to leave without paying anything, thanks to Michael's apology, and headed home with my father. I never dreamed that my assignment would end this way. and having never experienced anything like this in my life, I was utterly exhausted. Afterward, Michael divorced Jessica. It seemed she put up quite a fight, and the divorce took a considerable amount of time. The commotion at the well-known luxury Rainbow Resort Hotel became a big rumor in the travel industry, and it seemed like the business struggled for a while. After the divorce, Jessica hid herself in a secluded business hotel and looked for work at the front desk. But it seemed no hotel was willing to hire her. With such rumors circulating, it's unlikely any hotel, even in desperate need of staff, would hire her. I heard rumors she's now working in a fishing village, living in, but whether that's true or not, I don't know. Later, I heard rumors that the president's sister became the new manager of the Rainbow Resort Hotel and is doing her best. The former manager, though retired once, is apparently showing his face at the hotel a few times a week now. It seems the hotel is slowly regaining its vitality. Seeing the situation improve, my father decided to resume investing. He seems to have judged that the crisis has passed and things will be all right from now on. The incident with Jessica was a real misfortune, but now the reviews are getting better, and the number of guests is increasing. As for me, I continue to write articles for the travel magazine. Since that incident, I've focused more on interviewing managers. I've realized that the satisfaction of the guests greatly depends on the manager's philosophy. This article is popular among readers, and I am happy that the number of pages is gradually increasing. I hope to continue writing articles that will satisfy travel enthusiasts and will keep up with my efforts in conducting interviews.